As we take a quick break from tournament coverage, all of us at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union want to extend our sincere appreciation to our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their continued support of this championship event. I'm joined once again by Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, who's here to share more about the special souvenirs our participating student athletes will be taking home this week.
You know, that's right, Erin. Our incredible student athletes won't be leaving empty-handed. Every athlete competing today will take home a custom souvenir bag tag to commemorate their hard work and dedication. And for our championship teams, we're thrilled to present pink championship ball caps, a bold symbol of everything that they've earned. Athletes will also receive a signature ball, perfect for collecting autographs from coaches and teammates and creating a keepsake that they'll treasure for years. Each of these items is more than just swag. They're reminders of what's possible when you work hard and follow your dreams.
Brent, thank you to the Iowa Farm Bureau for helping make this championship experience so special for our athletes. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome to Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex here in Fort Dodge, Iowa, the home of the 2026 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament. We got a matchup between Albia and Van Meter in this 3A elimination game. We're going to turn it over to the PA announcer now for the team introductions.
Let's meet the non-starters. First for the visitors from Van Meter. Number 3, Lainey Newhard. Number 7, Elizabeth Palin. Number 8, Bea Zittergruen. Number 10, Jillian Hummel. Number 17, Callie Hind. Number 18, Kiera Hulse. Number 19, Bristol Curran. Number 20, Cameron Byrne. Number 21, Bristol Webb. And number 25, Grace Fetcher. Assistant coaches for the Bulldogs, Hillary Ullman, Josh Flaws, Emily Block, Jordan Dillhauer, and Madeline Waldorf. And now the starting lineup for the Van Meter Bulldogs. Leading off in center field, number 11, Maddie Schnell. Batting second at first base, number 14, Ella Fennessy. Batting third, the third baseman, number 32, Mara Corredos. Batting fourth and catching, number 6, Jilly Wozmanski. Batting fifth, the starting pitcher, number 13, Annie Netton. Batting sixth, designated player, number 5, Delaney Lifecog. Batting seventh at second base, number 1, Ashlyn Small. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 9, Ivy Vaught. Batting ninth in the left field, number 4, Brooklyn Pillar. The flex, and in right field, number 12, Emma Day.
Head coach for the Bulldogs, James Flaws. Now the non-starters for the home team from Albia. Number 6, Maddie Montgomery. Number 8, Hayden Carter. Number 10, Manaya Hoptree. Number 11, Colton Wynn. Number 14, Anna Kraber. Number 31, Ava Brown. And number 35, Morgan Beckwith. Assistant coaches for Albia, McKenna Pritzker and Chloe Bradley. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the Albia Lady D's. Leading off and catching, number 1, Madeline Van Loo. Batting second in left field, number 12, Addie Hill. Batting third and in center field, number 20, Aaliyah Hood. Batting fourth, the starting pitcher, number 24, Addie Pearson. Batting fifth and at first base, number 43, Brooke Rubel. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 18, Grace Penn. Batting seventh and in right field, number 15, Ayla Green. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 77, Lily DeVos. Batting ninth at second base, number 21, Zoe Zanoni. And flexing at third base, number 4, Presley Fisher. Head coach for the Lady D's, Larry Achenbach. Your umpires for today's game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Brian Cole. At third base, Ron Whitehead. Behind home plate, Jody Woodlanga. Now it's time to play state tournament softball.
Welcome back here up inside the booth. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined by Henry Gonzalez. Henry, we've got a good one today. And these two teams already played each other. Van Meter took down Albia 10-2 in a game that the Bulldogs really surprised some people. What do you expect out of this one?
Well, it's going to be a different pitching matchup, of course. Addie Pearson now going to be in the circle. And Addie Pearson is a stellar pitcher in her own right. And the game that saw Van Meter beat Albia 10-2 saw Grace Pence. So it'll be a different matchup. Van Meter hasn't seen Addie Pearson, but in Addie Pearson's last match, she came into the game against West Stellar with the bases loaded and 1 out, and she managed to salvage their lead and get out of the inning and was stellar, earning player of the match.
Yeah, you mentioned that big change putting Pearson into the game. Van Meter, a team that very experienced here in Fort Dodge. They won 2 Class 2A state titles in a row before making the jump this year to 3A. And a lot to play for, obviously. The winner of this game will play Wahlert Catholic later at 3:15 today.
Yeah, it could be a rematch for Van Meter, but right now the focus for me is on Maddie Schnell. She went 3 for 4 against Albia and had 4 RBIs in that matchup. So if they're going to repeat, it's going to come off the bat from Snell.
Chanel standing in now, fouls that one off to even up the count, 1 apiece. Days getting cooler here in Fort Dodge. It was a scorcher on Monday, cooled off a little bit yesterday, and a partly cloudy day today. Big swing and a miss there from Schnell.
What a strikeout to set the tone. And that's going to be the name of the game for the Lady D's. They don't give up any runs throughout the season, averaging just 0.8 runs per game this season. And they only lost a game coming into this postseason. Now with just 2 losses, if they're going to win, it's going to be the pitching being stellar throughout and holding this prolific offense to not that many runs.
Ella Fennessy at the plate now for the Bulldogs. 1-1 count. That one skied high out into center field. Hood under it, makes the grab for the second out of the inning. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down for the Lady D's. This can be considered an improvement after giving up 10 runs to these Bulldogs last time out.
Yeah, and something else to keep in mind is Albia's really got to limit the walks. Last game issuing 8 free passes, and then in the Van Meter game, they let up 3, but it was the constant hitting that became an issue, allowing just 14 hits in 5 innings.
Yeah, can't allow free bases against a team that averages 9.6 runs scored a year, or in a game, as Van Meter does. 1-1 count to Corrados. 2 outs. Pearson rocks. Here's the pitch. Corrados watches that by for strike 2.
You touched on it just a bit, but their on-base percentage as a team for Van Meter is .505, so just one of 2 batters is going to make base.
Here's the 1-2. Corrados fouls that off back into the stands. So she'll stay alive in the at-bat. We'll do the 1-2 once more. Pearson with the pitch. Outside, count even, 2 apiece. Corrados standing back in. 2-2. Low and in the dirt. Count goes full, and This is a moment where Albia struggled a lot yesterday with 2 outs, could not seem to get that third, and that's where a lot of the walks came into play. See if Pearson can avoid that early in today's game. Line towards third. Corrados with a base hit. Albia was looking to avoid the 2-out rally, and all of a sudden there's a base runner on for Van Meter.
That is the catcher number 6, Julie Wozmansky.
Julie Wozmansky, the catcher. Cleanup hitter at the plate now. She does have a base runner on. First pitch from Pearson. Wozmansky pulls back on the bunt. It's in there for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on from Wozmansky, back off the netting. That one came off quick off the bat. So an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Albia looking to get out of this top half of the first. The 0-2. Swung on and missed by Wozmansky. Second strikeout for Pearson. We head to the bottom of the first. Albia with 1 hit, no runs, tied at 0. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by our Farm Bureau, the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Welcome back to the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Farm Bureau here on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network. Class 3A elimination game between Van Meter and Albia. Bottom one will be the Lady D's at the plate. Annie Netton starting in the circle for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the freshman strikeout machine leads the team with 128 strikeouts, boasts a 2.5 ERA. Whip just a little high at 1.45, so base runners and issuing the free pass has been her trouble, but opponents just batting a measly 187 against the freshman.
Madeline Van Loon, catcher, leading it off for the Lady D's. Already a 1-1 count. Netting back in, rocks, here's the pitch. Swung on, grounded towards second. There's Small. Throw to Fennessy is easily on time for the first out of the inning. Bring up Addie Hill, the left fielder.
Hill, a 440 hitter on the season. 23 RBIs.
First pitch to Hill outside, but catches the zone. Ball for strike 1.
And she came into this game leading the team in hits with 51 for the senior.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on, chopped towards third. Corrados over to Fennessy, out number 2.
So far, some good weak contact on the delivery.
That'll bring up number 20, Aaliyah Hood, the center fielder. Hood's got some speed on her, so if this ball gets put out in play, she's got the chance to turn that into extra bases. Big fan from Hood. Netton's pitched in 25 games coming into this tournament, registered 127 strikeouts. The 0-1 from Hood fouled off back behind the plate. Netton already leading 0-2 in the count.
Has a chance to get out of this inning under 10 pitches.
Here's the 0-2. That one skied, and Netton in to get it. So it wasn't an immaculate inning, but it was certainly a quick one. Van Meter retires the side. We head to the top of the second, tied at 0. We'll be right back here on the Girls Digital Athletic Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey. Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back here to the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network. Top 2, Van Meter Albia in this Class 3A elimination game. Pitcher Annie Netton leading it off after having a pretty great inning in the circle back in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, if both these ladies can keep up the pace, have ourselves a pitching duel on hand.
Second pitch from Pearson. Inside, 4-2, so a 2-0 count. This Lady D's team, at least yesterday, they were so quick at getting those first 2 outs of an inning, but struggled to find the third. They'll hope to clean that up, because against a team like Van Meter, you can't let them get base runners and 2-out rallies. It's just not something you can afford against a power hitting team. 3-1 count to Netton. Here's the 3-1 from Pearson. Netton lines that foul down the first base line over towards the bullpen.
Good job on Pearson to work this count full now, falling behind.
3-2 count. Pearson back on the rubber. Rocks the payoff pitch. Way outside, and Netton will take that. Free walk to first any day.
Mentioned the walks being an issue in their last game. And it's just 1 right now, but can't let it devolve into 8 like it was in yesterday's match.
Designated player number 5, Delaney Leichtgott, standing in now with a runner on first. She'll fan at that one, net it, heading towards second, in there safe, the throw off line. DeMoss does very well.
I was just about to say that. DeMoss very good to go up and get it.
The 0-1. Bunt showed by Leichtgott. Pearson hesitated but makes the throw. So that will move Netton around to third. Scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up Ashlyn Small. Small watches that high for ball 1. The 1-0 from Pearson. High again from Small. And we saw Pearson's ability to get out of the jam yesterday. Van Meter, though, a significantly better hitting team than West Delaware. Here's the 2-0. Catches the zone for strike one on Small. Pearson rocks and delivers. Small shows bunt. That's laid down. Squeeze bunt, netting in safely. Small thrown out at first. But the sack bunt brings in a run for the Bulldogs, who now lead 1-0.
Small ball getting it done there. And can't tell you how crucial that stolen base was for Netton. And now 2 straight sacrifices, and they managed to bring her home.
Ivy Vaught at the plate now, playing shortstop today. Called strike one. Pearson back in the 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul back behind the plate. So now an 0-2 lead for Pearson. The 0-2 to Vaught. High. So she'll get pitch back after falling behind 0-2. 1-2 the count now. The 1-2 from Pearson. Vaught swings on that one right back up the middle. So another 2-out base hit for the Bulldogs. Bottom of the order now, Brooklyn Pillar at the plate. Really crucial that Albia gets out of this with 2 outs and doesn't give up any more damage on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 1-0 deficit is manageable, but we saw with 2 outs how quickly it could get out of hand. West Delaware had the bases loaded against Albia and managed to score 3, but they still maintained their lead. Albia just needs to get out of their own way sometimes.
The 1-0. Pillar watches that one. Inside for a strike. Here's the 1-1 from Pearson. Swung on, lifted, high and foul. Back outside the stands, and there goes a kid running off for his free lollipop. Pillar steps back in. That one high. Vaught easily to second. Now runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs. And a 2-2 count. Two from Pearson. Catches the zone looking. Pearson gets Albia out of the inning, but not without surrendering a run. Van Meter leads 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Welcome back to this Class 3A elimination game between Van Meter and Albia. The Bulldogs lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second after some great small ball from, in fact, Ashlyn Small with the sacrifice bunt to bring in a run back in the bottom of the second.
Looks like Lainey Newhart going into right field, taking over Pillar.
IMT substitution. Substitutions today presented by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. Netton still in the circle, and up steps the opposing pitcher, Addie Pearson. And Netton went 1-2-3 in the first inning. First pitch to Pearson inside, and that hits her on the leg. So a free base runner surrendered on the first pitch of the inning.
Hard way to get on base, but in the state champion or state postseason, feels good.
Courtesy runner number 16. Number 6, Maddie Montgomery.
Batters, first baseman number 43, Brooke Rubel.
At the plate, Brooke Rubel shows bunt there. She had a home run in yesterday's game, and the win from yesterday is significantly calmed down.
Yeah, the wind going out into left today instead of right back at the batters.
The 0-1 to Rubel. Swung on that one's lined out into center, back at the wall, and it goes off of it. So that'll bring Montgomery around to third. That's a Channel Seeds extra base hit, a double from Brooke Rubel.
Just squared that up and just lined right off the wall.
So now runners in scoring positions with no outs for the Lady D's.
This is the kind of response that they needed. You get hit by pitch and then a double. Now Pence, who struggled a bit yesterday, has a chance to put her team on top.
Pence, the designated player, watches it inside for ball one.
And you know Pence wants nothing more than to put all that beside her and go out for her team, possibly put them up 2-1 off one swing on the bat.
The 1-0 finds the zone for strike one. Good pitch from Netton, who just needs to settle down. Here's the 1-1 to Pence, swung on, fouled back, right off the stands. Netton ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Pence. Swung on, that's lifted, foul into right field. Fennessy under it. So the Bulldogs have the first out. Bring up the right fielder, Ayla Green. Still runners in scoring position. Chance for the Lady D's to capitalize. Here's the first offering to Green. Right down the middle for strike one. Here's the 0-1. Swung on by Green, played short. Small with the play, but that drives in a run. So now we are tied at one here.
Great opportunity there, and they get to still have a chance to take the lead with the runner at third.
DeMoss at the plate. Runner at third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Netton. Down the middle, strike one. Oh, 0-1 count. Pitch to DeMoss. She swings on that one, fouls it off. Over into the netting. hair late to that, and now falls behind in the count 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs. That one inside, gets away from the catcher. Plate the plate, not in time. And the Lady D's have the lead as Brooke Rubel comes across on the wild pitch. Albia now with a 2-1 lead over Van Meter. We take another look at that. Pitch just a little inside. Gets away from Osmansley.
Albia capitalizing on the mistakes, the hit by pitch, double, and then now the wild pitch scores in those runs.
The 0-2. Low as well, sorry. Here's the 1-2. Inside again. To DeMoss. 3-2 count.
She had 8 pitches in the first and now on her 22nd pitch of the game. So
losing her pitch low. DeMoss takes the free walk to first. Bring up the bottom of the Lady D's order and Zoe Zanoni. Zanoni at second.
Zoe Zanoni.
Zanoni steps back in. First pitch from Netton. Low for ball 1. Still just losing those pitches low.
And something that Netton has had trouble with this season. The walks, 68 issued, and then 10 hit batters.
Lines that towards first. Play made by Fennessy. Van Meter gets out of the inning, but not without surrendering to end of 2. Albia leads 2-1. We'll be right back on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network.
After 2 innings.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Welcome back here to this Class 3A elimination game. Top 3, Albia leads Van Meter 2-1. There's some clutch hitting from both teams and a 2-out score from both teams. Both runs not recorded on a hitter, however, a sacrifice bunt.
And 2 sacrifices to get Netton home. That's their lone run.
Center fielder number 11, Maddie Schnell.
Maddie Schnell, the center fielder, leading off here in the third for the Bulldogs. Back at the top of the order.
And Pearson about to throw her 40th pitch of the game, so not moving too efficiently, but she's getting the job done.
Good pitch off speed there. make the count 1-1. Schnell steps back in. She struck out swinging in her first plate appearance today. Pitch from Pearson's low for ball 2. Two on the count. Schnell steps back in. Swings on that one, line towards first. Call is fair. Schnell headed towards second. That was very close. But there's a Channel Seeds extra base hit, a double for Maddie Schnell to lead off the third. We take another look at that. Just ripped down the right field line.
And Schnell kind of hesitated going towards second.
It looks like Rubel did get her glove on that and knock it down while it was in fair territory. So, leadoff runner on second for the Bulldogs. Big opportunity here with no outs. Bring up Ella Fennessy, flew out to center. Shows bunt, pulls back. Looks like Schnell wanted to go to third and has to retreat. Looked back by Van Loon. Swings on that one, chopped over towards short, gets through. Around third comes Schnell, gonna be a plate at the plate. Van Loon, tag was on time.
What a throw by Hill.
We take another look at that. Great play. Hill gets in there, fumbles the first one. Great throw on time. Van Loon gets it, and it was a close play.
Just poised, composed, even after the bobble, able to pick it up. Lay a perfect throw at home, still keeping their 2-1 lead. Unbelievable play.
Coach Flaws in there talking to the home plate umpire. Not happy with the call. Thought Schnell got in on time. Bring up Mara Corrados. So one out, still runner on second, so still opportunity for the Bulldogs. Corrados singled in her first at-bat. Watches one inside for ball 1. Pearson back on the rubber. Corrados back in the box. The 1-0. Drops low for ball 2. Some more off-speed from Pearson. Looked like a good pitch from our vantage point, but not the best vantage point compared to that home plate umpire. The 2-0 from Pearson. That one high and outside, so now 3-0 count to Corrados. Steps back into the box. 3-0. That catches the zone for strike 1. A much-needed strike for Pearson there.
Yeah, and she has a tall task navigating her way through the heart of the order.
Here's the 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Now runners on first and second. Only one out. Bring up Jilly Wozmansky. Catcher struck out swinging in her first plate appearance, but an aggressive hitter. Shows bunt, pulls back. Ball does not catch the zone. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. That one's right down the boulevard. Strike 1 evens up the count, 1 apiece. Top of the third, 2 runners on. The 1-1 from Pearson. Wozmansky watches that one as well. Ball 2. Good eye being a little more disciplined at the plate here. The 2-1. Low and away as well. So a 3-1 count after just walking the previous batter. Pearson losing a bit of that control. Here's the 3-1. Wozmanski swings on that one, drives it deep out into center. Back at the wall, and it's gone. 3-1 shot for Jilly Wozmanski, and the Bulldogs have the lead.
Big swing, big moment, and Wesco home run for Jilly Wozmanski.
What a moment for Wozmanski. We take another look at that one, just lifts it high, right out, farthest part of the wall in center field. Not much Hood can do there.
This ball kept traveling, and Hood was tracking it the whole way, and the ball just kept pushing the wind. Pretty much dead at the moment, so all from the power of Wozmanski.
So that makes it a 4-2 game. Quick infield meeting to settle everybody down. It'll be the pitcher, Annie Netton, at the plate now. She walked in her first plate appearance back in the second.
Ready for the Bulldogs, pitcher number 13, Annie Netton.
Still only one out. So opportunity for more runs for Van Meter. First pitch to Netton high. Pearson's been going with that off speed more, but has not been able to find the zone. Here's the 1-0. That one catches the zone for strike one. Count even, one apiece.
Yeah, Pearson's got a battle here. Ori, this is going to be her 57th pitch of the game.
The 1-1 low and inside for ball two. Here's the 2-1. Outside count goes to 3-1. And as clearly seen by Wozmanski, this is a situation that Van Meter likes to swing on, knowing that Pearson's going to have to put it in the zone. The 3-1. That one catches the zone, so we go to a full count here on Netton. The 3-2. Netton skies that out into right field. It's going to be close. And caught by Green back at the wall. Not quite enough power there.
Looked really good off the bat. Thought it was going to be back-to-back jacks, but now they walk away with a crucial out.
That they do. So now 2 outs. Number 5, Delaney Leifgott, the designated player at the plate. Watches it for ball one. The 1-0 to Leifgott. Fast inside the zone. Evens up the count, one apiece. Here's the 1-1. Right down the middle, strike two. So Pearson ahead in the count, 1-2. Chance to get Albia out of this inning. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, that one's played short. Zanoni over to get it, fumbles that. So Leifgott reaches first.
That ball went off the end of the bat, had so much spin on it. It just was winding around, slithering like a snake, and even on the second try to pick it up, it rolled out the glove. So nice infield hit, and Pearson nearing 26 pitches in this inning alone.
And getting late in her pitch count, giving up 6 hits in 3 innings.
Number 19,
Ashlyn Small, the plate. Small had the sack bunt earlier in the game to initially give Van Meter a 1-0 lead. The courtesy runner be number 19, Bristol Curran. 1-0 to Small. Shows bunt, pulls back. Curran headed to second, gets there in time. Another stolen base. At her 32nd of the year.
Who was that runner?
Here's the 1-1 to Small. Rips that one down the third base line, goes foul. So now the count 1-2. One, two to Small. Outside, evens up the count, 2 apiece. Curran will advance to third, caught the Lady D's sleeping.
Yeah, good base running IQ.
We take another look at that. Yeah, just a slow throw back to the pitcher and Curran to third. Pitch to Small, that's grounded softly to second. Zanoni handles this one. This time the throw's on time. So Albia gets out of the inning, but not without surrendering a run on Jillian Wozmansky's 3-run shot. Van Meter leads 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the third.
2.5 innings complete.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Farm Bureau on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network powered by MidAmerican Energy. We're in the bottom of the third. Van Meter leads Albia 4-2 in this Class 3A elimination game. It'll be the top of the order for the Lady D's. Madeline Van Loon leading it off. Annie Netton still in the circle.
It's a good thing for Albia that after that lengthy third inning that saw Pearson pitch her 70th pitch of the game, that now they have the top of the order to respond back to, and it's only a 2-run deficit.
Absolutely. This has been an exciting game so far. We're only in the bottom of the third. Count goes 2-0 to Van Loon, who grounded out to second in her first at-bat. Mountain meeting coming up. Coach Flaws coming in to talk to Netton. It's interesting. Netton has had a good outing so far, had a really good first inning.
Right now she's moving pretty efficiently. 28 pitches through 2, and during this 2-0 count, notice something possibly off with her mechanics, so need a meeting in the circle to address those kind of things. So James Flaws just nipping it in the bud.
The 2-0.
Good meeting in the circle.
That one catches a zone for strike one in this at-bat. Two-1 to Van Loon. Swung on line over towards right. Bounces down in the inside of the infield. And there's a base hit to lead off the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Addie Hill. Hill grounded out to third. Her first at bat. Shows bunt, and that one goes foul. Came off the bat pretty quick.
Yeah, especially for bunt attempt, you heard the ball off the bat sound like an actual decent swing.
So 0-1 the count to Hill. Yo, 1, fans on it. So now 0-2 count. Netton yet to record a strikeout in today's outing. Here's the 0-2. Hill plays that softly to first. Fennessy deals with it easily. Now caught in a pickle is Van Loon. It's going to be close. Called out. And a double play. Van Loon gets caught in a pickle. Addie Hill grounds out to first. Bring up Aaliyah Hood now with 2 outs.
Good old 4-3-5, 6-5 double play. And I think if she had forced the issue into third, she might have had a chance to be safe. Throw took Kratos to her right. Might have been the opportunity she needed, and unfortunately for Albia, they're without any base runners now.
First pitch to Hood is a strike. Hood popped out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. Second pitch doesn't quite catch the zone. 1-1 the count. Hood swings on that one. Blasted out into left. Goes foul. That certainly had the distance.
Very close. Just a little bit better timed, and that's a moonshot out in the parking lot.
So 1-2 the count to Hood. Here's the pitch from Netton. Inside. Gets behind Wozmansky, but no base runners on to advance for Albia. Two outs. Low and inside, so the count goes full to Aaliyah Hood. Two. Swing and a miss. Dropped third strike Wozmansky. But the play easy. Hood didn't realize it. So the first strikeout of the game for Netton gets Van Meter out of the third without surrendering a run. End of 3. Van Meter leads Albia 4-2.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Welcome back to this Class 3A elimination game between Van Meter and Albia. The Bulldogs lead 4-2. And the winner of this game will play Wahlert Catholic later tonight at 3:15. Leading off for the Bulldogs in this inning is number 9, Ivy Vaught. Vaught singled in her only plate appearance of the day. Addie Pearson still in the circle. Catches the zone there to even up the count, 1-1. The 1-1 from Pearson. Inside on Vaught. Ball 2. Here's the 2-1. Check swing high. Didn't go around, so now a 3-1 count to Ivy Vaught.
Just not ideal to lead off this inning with a base runner and trying to keep this deficit.
3-1's inside, so that'll be a walk. Ivy Vaught will trot to first. Be number 4, Brooklyn Pillar. The bottom of the order next. Or Van Meter.
Wonder if Grace Pence might return to this game as pitchers Larry Achenbach out with the home plate umpire, but
saw Pence warming up in the bullpen, and that is what it will be. Out comes Pence. Pearson will head to third.
And so Fisher will probably step out of this game and then act as a designated player and take Grace Pence's spot as the DP. And Pence, of course, has been their best pitcher all season, and the struggles have only shown up in this postseason, but now's a chance when her team needs her the most, maintain this 4-2 deficit and try and claw their way back. They have plenty of outs to work with, only being the top of the 4th. I mean, again, coming into this game, Pence only had a 0.17 ERA, so she is more than qualified to return to form and show why she's one of the best pitchers in the state of Iowa.
Absolutely. Coming into this tournament, she had no relief appearances. She'd played 27 games. She'd started 27 games. So a somewhat new situation for her.
Yeah, new territory. And here's a chance with a base runner on. True relief appearance experience.
Pillar, the bottom of the order for the Bulldogs. Time called. Coach Floss will come in to talk to her. And most of these Bulldog hitters had seen Pearson twice, so a new pitcher definitely changes the third time around this lineup. Pence steps in. First pitch of the game. In there for a strike. Good sign for her as she struggled with control a lot in yesterday's win over Western Delaware. No balls, 1 strike. Pillar shows bunt, and that one's fouled. So 0-2 the count. So 0-2. Pillar stands back in. Swings on that one, fouls it off. Stays alive in the at-bat.
Yeah, she realized how far out the zone she was just to get me over swing there. And Pence has looked pretty good for the first batter.
Here's the 0-2. Outside. 1-2. A little bit of a chase pitch. Not necessarily worried about throwing a ball there with none on the board yet. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, that one's lined towards second. Great play made by Zanoni in the double play over to Rubel.
Just textbook double play, able to get the line out and then throw to first in time. This is a stellar outing so far for Pence. So far, so good.
We take another look at that. Zanoni flashes the glove and easy toss to Rubel. So top of the Bulldog order, Maddie Schnell now. 2 outs. That one catches her high. So Schnell walks over to first after being hit by a pitch.
Less than ideal, but...
First baseman number 14, Ella Fennessy.
I'll bring up Ella Fennessy. Singled and advanced to second back in the third. Fouls that one off, and Schnell's going to have to walk all the way back to first. Two out. Schnell was off that bag early, just looking to get a runner into scoring position. Here's the 0-1. That one snagged by Zanoni. Throw is on time.
What a play by Zanoni.
Zanoni backhand snags that one at second. Shovel tosses it over to first. Gets Albia out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Van Meter still leading 4-2.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Looks like another perfect day to get out there and enjoy the summer.
Before she gets in the car, it's easy to choose.
Iowa State Fair, August 13th through the 23rd.
Welcome back to this Class 3A elimination game. Addie Pearson at the plate now. Was hit by a pitch and then came around to score in her only plate appearance of today. Now playing third. Here's the 1-0. That low and away from Netton.
Thought that might have gotten a piece.
Here's the 2-0. Pearson swings on that, chop towards third. Corrados handles it easily. Throw to Fennessy well on time for the first out of the inning. Bring up number 43, Brooke Rubel, who doubled last plate appearance and had a homer yesterday. So she's clearly got some power on that bat. Netton's first offering to Rubel, low and in the dirt for 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Low and in the dirt again. But Rubel swung, went around. So 1-1. The 1-1 from Netton. Swung on. That one's blooped over into left. Touches down fair. Rubel's going to stay at first, but that's a base hit.
2 for 2, and she was the one that started the rally in the second inning. So now tying run for Grace Pence.
Pence steps in now, pitching.
Pitcher number 18, Grace Pence.
First offering to Pence. High and inside, ball one. Snagged by Wasmansky behind the plate. Really had to flash the leather there. The 1-0 to Pence. Swung on, popped, foul. I was waiting for the loud bang, but it went over us in the press box. One the count. That one high. 2-1 the count.
10 for 5, 10 for 5.
Here's the 2-1. That's low and in the dirt, so 3-1 count to Pence. Netton lost a little bit of that control that she was starting to gain back in the third. The 3-1. Low and in the dirt, Pencil walked to first, Rubel to second. Runners in scoring position now for the Lady D's. Courtesy runner coming in, it's number 6, Maddie Montgomery. The Ayla Green at the plate. She grounded out to second, but drove in a run when doing so. First pitch to Green. Low.
It's pitch number 50 for Netton, and
that'll be the end of her day. Stepping in will be, I believe, number 6.
Wozmowski.
Yeah, Jillian Wozmowski. Wozmowski started the game at catcher.
The junior's been their secondary pitcher, but has really appeared in more games than Netton. 15-5 record, 102 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponent's batting .242, but she has a 1.77 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP, so a lot better at managing the runs and base runners for her team. And we'll come into this moment where after 5 straight balls essentially in the middle of the at-bat, has to step in and work with 2 base runners with 1 out. This is a pretty decent moment in this game, being 4-2, just a little over the halfway point of this matchup. It'll be up to her to maintain this 2-run lead.
So Wozmansky steps into the circle. 1 out. Runners on first and second is the situation she steps into.
So just to clarify, Netton's going to be the DH and Pillar's out.
Her first offering. Can't quite catch the zone. So now a 2-0 count.
Just to clarify, Netton's going to be the DH and Pillar's out of the game.
I think we got to give them numbers. They don't know names.
Here's the 2-0.
The Iowa Central field, just clarifying, 13 is going to be the
Now 3-0. Sorry, 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and tapped foul by Green. Count even 2 apiece. Wozmansky steps back onto the rubber, looking to get her team out of a little bit of a jam. The 2-2. That one pops short. In to make the play is Vaught. And an easy throw back to second. The double play gets Van Meter out of the inning. We head to the top of the fifth. The Bulldogs lead 4-2.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Welcome back to this Class 3A elimination game between Van Meter and Albia. Top of the fifth, it's getting to crunch time for both these teams. Van Meter with the 4-2 lead. Albia looked like they were starting to come back, got some base runners, but could not capitalize.
No, and now they're running out of outs. It's still manageable, fifth inning. Just get out of this inning and then go back to work, but losing some daylight in this game.
Mara Corrados at the plate. She's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk today. Takes strike one from Pence, who entered the game back in the fourth. And watches that by for ball one. Here's the 1-1. Corrados watches that by as well. It's now a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch from Pence. Catches the zone, evens up the count, 2 apiece. So now 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Count now 3-2. Full count to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the fifth. Lady D's do not want to surrender a base runner. That one chopped up the middle, and there's a base hit to lead off the fifth from Mara Corrados, her second single of the game.
Pretty similar to her first at bat, just going up the infield. And
umpire talking to head coach James Flaws. Jilly Wozmansky at the plate now, the new pitcher who stepped in the bottom of the fourth.
First base. Don't worry, the mic is not hot.
No outs, a runner on first.
Number 6, Julie Wozmansky.
Wozmansky steps in. Runner will be number 19, Bristol Coran, the IMT substitution. First pitch to Wozmansky. She pulls back on a bunt. Doesn't catch a piece for ball one. Here's the 1-0 from Pence. Wozmansky pulls back again. Now 2-0. Pence back on the rubber, the 2-0. Ran ahead to the second. Throw not in time. Initially called out, but the ball came out of the glove, so call reversed to safe. Duran to second.
Just unfortunate miscue there. Not really a miscue, just ball popping out of the glove at the last moment, and good on the umpire to see that.
Yeah, she didn't snag it on the transition to make the tag. So now a 3-0 count and a runner on second. Wozmansky pops that one up. Catch made by Vaught. By Van Loon, I apologize. We take a look at that.
What a catch there. Off. Just so little time to make that grab.
Number 13, Annie Netton. Netton now the designated player. Steps up, pulls back in a bunt. Count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Big swing and chopped that one foul. Netton just got a piece of it. Now I count 0-2. Here's the 0-2. High, good eye from Netton. A lot of discipline there not to swing on an 0-2 count. A 1-2 from Pence. Check swing. Didn't go around, so the count even 2 apiece. Two now, runners on second, 1 out. Pitch from Pence, chopped foul by Netton. Netton 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to right and has a walk where she came around to score back in the second. Here comes the repeat of the 2-2. That one low and in the dirt, way outside as well. So we go to a full count on Annie Netton, something that she's already seen once today.
And she walked after a lengthy at-bat, stole a base, and then 2 straight sacrifices able to bring her home.
Payoff pitch. Doesn't catch the zone, so ball 4. And the Bulldogs have 2 base runners to open up this inning.
You're good. Can you get a second?
Number 5, Delaney Lifetime.
Bring up number 5, Delaney Lifedot. Shows bunt, pulls back, but still a strike. With 1 out, just trying to advance a runner to third into scoring position. Lifedot 1 for 2 on the day. Watches it by for strike 2. Now an 0-2 count with 1 out, runners on first and second. I'd expect to see some swings here. Here's the 0-2. Lifedot watches it high. 1-2 the count. Pence steps back on the rubber. Here's the 1-2. Lined out into center. Great play made by DeMoss. She'll step on second for the double play.
A little 6U double play action. Amazing play.
Bulldogs in the top half of the 5th inning. No runs. There was a hit, 1 left.
Well, not much that that Corrados could do there. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Van Meter leads Albia 4-2.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/health-powers-life.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
You're watching the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to champion our youth and all they have to offer Iowa's future. We're here in the bottom of the fifth in a Class 3 elimination game between Van Meter and Albia. The winner will go on to play Wahlert Catholic later tonight. Albia not out, but they're running out of time. At the plate will be Lillian DeMoss. DeMoss just made that great, potentially run-saving play in the top of the fifth. Now time to see what she can do at the plate. Wozmansky in the circle now for the Bulldogs. Catches the zone there, evens up the count at 1 apiece.
It's a chance to get DeMoss and Zanoni as base runners, and then you'd pass the baton to the top of the order. So it's going to be some crucial back-to-back at-bats.
1-1 catches the zone for strike 2. So now Wozmansky holds a 1-2 lead in the count over Lily DeMoss. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. DeMoss goes down with the strikeout. That's just the second strikeout of the day that Albia has given up. First strikeout of the day for Wozmansky. Bring up the bottom of the order, Zoe Zanoni. Watches it in for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, that's chopped towards third. Gloved by Corredos. Corredos over to Fennessy. 2 quick outs for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, going through this inning rather quickly. Only 2 outs on 6 pitches so far.
Bring up Madeline Van Loon, the leadoff hitter for the Lady D's. First pitch to Van Loon, off speed, catches a piece for strike 1. And Van Loon, her first time's up, 1 for 2, but was facing Netton. This will be her first look at Wozmansky. That high evens up the count at 1 apiece. Here's the 1-1. Low, ball 2.
It's interesting. So far, the breaking ball has only managed to find the strike zone in this at-bat.
The 2-1. That one chopped towards third. Corredos gloves it again. Over to Fennessy. 3 quick outs. As we head to the top of the 6th, Van Meter leads Albia 4-2. We'll be right back on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Welcome back to this Class 3A elimination game. Van Meter leads Albia 4-2 as we get ready to start the top of the sixth. It'll be the Bulldogs at the plate, and leading off will be Ashlyn Small. Pence still in the circle for Albia. Made quick work of the Bulldogs in the last inning. 3 outs and only 4 batters. You know, and it's getting late for both teams. Van Meter with a 4-2 lead. I'm sure they'd like to add a few more to that.
Yeah, get some much-needed insurance because Albia still has had base runners in each inning, and that third inning saw them score the 2 runs, so Van Meter probably looking to score some more to put this one out of reach.
First pitch to Small. Finds the zone for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 to Small. Low and away. 4-1. Evens up the count 1 apiece. Last thing Albia can afford is to surrender more runs. Here's the 1-1. Small cuts on that one for strike 2.
And tried to hold up best she could, but just got her elevated on that pitch.
The 1-2 to Small. She'll ground that softly towards first. No issue for Rubel. Steps on the bag for the first out. I'll bring up Ivy Vaught.
First out, number 9, Ivy Vaught.
Vaught in short today. 1 for 2 with a walk and a single back in the second. Inside there from Pence. Here's the 1-0. High ball 2. Vaught steps back into the box. Pence back onto the rubber. Rocks, here's the pitch. Catches a piece for strike 1. So now a 2-1 count. Here comes the 2-1 from Pence. That one catches a piece, evens up the count 2-2. Be big for Albia to knock down this leadoff hitter in the 6th. 2-2. Vaught strikes out looking, so now that's 2 outs.
The fielder number 4, Brooklyn Pillar.
Brooklyn Pillar steps in as the left fielder. Fouls that one back over the press box. So an 0-1 count to Pillar, who lined out to second and then was had a runner thrown out at first. DeMoss makes the throw on time. So Albia retires the side. We head to the bottom of the second. Van Meter still leads 4-2 on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
Ready? Let's go.
Mom, over here.
Yeah, this kind of thing can happen when you're hiking, but no worries, Mom. I can prescribe something to soothe the itch.
Unity Point Health looks at your family's health from your point of view, offering same-day appointments with expertise focused on what matters most to you. Unity Point Health, expert care focused on you.
Welcome back here, Class 3A elimination game. Bottom of the 6th, Van Meter and Albia. Albia, it's crunch time for the Lady D's. It'll be Addie Hill to lead it off. So near the top of the order, getting into the real meat of this order, they've got to find a way to get some base runners and then some runs.
Yeah, this is the time to do it. This is the heart of your order. They haven't had a hit, though. Hitters 2 through 4. The hits have come mainly off the bat of Brooke Rubel, and just 3 hits to show for. Most of their base running has been hit by pitches or walks, so time's got to be now.
Wozmanski in the circle. Drops both those pitches low, so a 2-0 count to Hill. Pitch from Wozmanski. Low, ball 3. So now a 3-0 count to Hill. Catches the zone, makes the count 3-1. So Hill with the pitch to work with here. Interesting to see if the bat leaves her shoulder. The 3-1. Swung on, chopped over towards second. Small gloves it, and the throw over to Fennessy. Easy for the first out of the 6th. Only 5 outs now remaining for the Lady D's. Aaliyah Hood steps up, and
Number 20, Aaliyah Hood.
she's put some power on the ball, but it's drifted foul every time so far today. Watches it in for strike 1 there. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul. Falls behind in the count 0-2. Just ahead of it, as she's been for the most part at the plate today. Wozmanski back on the rubber. Here's the 0-2. Hill just enough to stay alive in this at-bat. Now 0-2. The 0-2 once more. Drops low and into the dirt on the off speed. 1-2 the count. Here's the 1-2. Hill chops that down the third base line, just drifts foul. Count will remain 1-2, and Hill will have to step back into the box.
Yes.
You want your quick start to be?
Van Meter number 6 for now.
Here's the 1-2. Catches the zone for strike 3. Hood with her second strikeout in a row. This time goes down looking. So 2 quick outs for the Bulldogs. Not the position the Lady D's wanted to find themselves in.
Now down to their last 4 outs. Not many at-bats left to work with to try and cut this deficit.
Be number 24, Addie Pearson, at the plate now. Pearson steps in. She's 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, and then ground out to third. Lines that one foul towards the third base line, and again, just early on it, as so many of these Albia hitters have been against Wozmanski's off-speed. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed by Pearson. Bulldogs now a strike away from getting out of the inning. Here's the 1-2. Hesitant swing from Pearson, but she fouls it off to stay alive in the at-bat on the off swing. She was sitting fastball there, started to go, had to stop, and Just enough to put the bat on it. Osmanski back on the rubber with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Pearson lines that out into left. Drifts foul once more early to that pitch.
You're good. Bring that Iris up just a tiny bit. Thank you.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Pearson skies it over towards left. Foul territory at the wall. Catch not made. Umpire says she pinned it up against the wall. Was a really, really good effort.
I was just about to say it was stellar effort, but
take another look at that. Yeah, it looked like it might have just come off the wall. Coach Flaws out there to check on Vades. And she came into that pretty fast.
Very fast, and rightfully so, trying to get her pitcher, Osmanski, out of this inning unscathed. 3 up, 3 down. We'll have to do it again.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Steal the count. Osmanski on the rubber. Here comes the pitch. Pearson lines that over towards third. Stays fair. Turning around first. It's towards second and gets there. Looks like the ball might have been caught under the fence for a little bit. Pillar finally able to grab that and then sends it over.
Yeah, Pearson was running hard, and the umpires
having a discussion.
This ball was definitely fair, but the thing is, third base umpire couldn't whip around quick enough and see it down the line. Gonna have to ask, and they're gonna call it fair, and that's really unfortunate for, or foul.
Oh no, foul.
They're gonna call it foul, and it's really unfortunate for Albia, because I had the look on that and
looked fair the entire time. So Pearson will have to step back in, still with a 1-2 count.
Just unfortunate miscall there by the umpires, but did not have the angle as the ball just whipped past his head way too fast and didn't have a good look, having to rely on the home plate umpire and first base.
Here's the 1-2 again. Outside, count even 2 apiece.
Just hope that the softball gods deliver a ball don't lie kind of moment, but
here's the 2-2. Pearson swings on that, fouls it off. Another hesitant swing on the very slow off speed from Wasmanski. There's a lot of movement on those pitches.
Yep. And it just messes with the timing so much, and this is the moment where you'd probably throw a fastball inside on Pearson. That's what's given her the most trouble.
Here's the 2-2. Pearson swings, chops that towards short. Vaught on it, makes the throw. So Van Meter goes 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. We head to the 7th. The Bulldogs lead 4-2.
No runs, no hits.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why they are proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing Girls State Softball Tournament. They believe that by investing in our youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. Well, we're in the top of the 7th. Van Meter leads Albia 4-2. It'll be the Bulldogs at the plate here, looking to grab some insurance runs. The Lady D's down to their last 3 outs when we head to the bottom of the 7th. But first, a chance for Van Meter to extend this lead
And they have the top of the order to do it. Schnell has been phenomenal this postseason, and Corrados has reached every single at-bat.
The Schnell, Fennessy, and Corrados. Schnell stands in. First offering from Pence. Catches the zone. Strike one. Second pitch in there for strike two. It's now an 0-2 count to Schnell. Here's the 0-2. Outside.
And that pitch was pretty much set up in the other batter's box. Just trying to see if Schnell would chase at it.
Here's the 1-2. Outside once again, another chase pitch. Pence unable to get Schnell to bite, so now a 2-2 count. The 2-2. Low and away, Schnell's worked this full after falling behind 0-2. Need a big pitch from Pearson here to eliminate the first batter of the inning.
Yeah, Pence probably needs to go back in the zone. For the last three did not work.
Here's the payoff pitch. Schnell lines that one back up the middle. Be a base hit to lead off the seventh for Van Meter.
Glad Pence is okay, as that just zoomed right by the side of her head, and luckily she was not harmed, but unfortunately for Albia, that ball just went where no infielder was.
The Ella Fennessy at the plate now. 1 for 3 with a flyout, a single, and a ground out. Fennessy over to talk to Coach Flaws. Now, if you're Van Meter here, what's the strategy? Do you really get the bats going, or are you more conservative at the plate?
No, just keep doing the same thing of what's been working. Small ball, and they've hit a plethora of singles so far.
Headed to second is Schnell in there safely. Another stolen base for Manny Schnell. So now a runner in scoring position with Fennessy at the plate. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Fennessy lays down a bunt. Will advance Schnell to third. Pence fumbled, but then makes the play over at first. So that'll bring up Mara Corrados, who's reached every time with a runner on third and a chance to extend this Van Meter lead. Coach Achenbach coming out to talk to Pence. Settle her down. The D's don't have any other pitchers listed if Pence would be unable to continue, or if they wanted to make a change, unless they went back to Pearson.
No, this isn't that, and it's not necessarily that Pence has been doing a poor job. She's been doing a stellar job, and her command's been great. Comparative, this is really just about getting the infield on the same page right now and focusing on that runner at third. Tying it in the seventh for 2 runs is easier than 3. 3 just seems a little bit more strenuous, so this is a big at-bat here.
Corrados skies that out to right. Green makes the catch. Throw cut off, and so a run comes home. Corrados with the sac fly to right. Van Meter now leads 5-2. First run to cross since Jilly Wozmansky's home run back in the third, and Wozmansky up again. Plays that over towards short. DeMoss down to get it. Throw just a little low. So Osmanski reaches on the E6. Bring up Annie Netton, the designated player.
Defense has been so great for both teams, and the first error occurs in the 7th, and it's just not the time for Albia to have those kind of mistakes.
So it'll be Cameron Byrne out to run for Wasmanski.
Courtesy runner at first base.
Netton steps back in. Netton watches it outside for ball 1. So 2 outs. Runner at first for the Bulldogs. That one skied out into center. Back to the wall, no doubt. Netton extends this Van Meter lead. It's now 7-3 with a deep home run from Annie Netton.
Annie Netton possibly slamming the door on this ball game. Big pump out into the deepest part of the park, into the bleachers. First time I've seen that this tournament. Unbelievable power on display.
Absolutely ripped. So it's now 7-2 for Van Meter. And that task for Albia just became even harder with only 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Bring up Delaney Leichtgott, the catcher. Off speed from Pence in there for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Big swing and a miss from Leichtgott there.
You're hoping that if you're Albia that you can just get out this inning and try and regroup, but this game just seems out of reach at this point.
0-2 swing and a miss from Leichtgott. Drop third strike, but the play made by Van Loon. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be rally time for Albia. They trail Van Meter 7-2. We'll be right back.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Girls Athletic Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Van Meter leads Albia 7-2, and the Lady D's are not only down to their last 3 outs of the game, but their last 3 outs of the season here in this elimination matchup in Class 3A.
Yeah, 5 runs going to be a really tall task, and they've only had 3 hits to show for. Luckily for them, Brooke Rubel is leading off, and she has 2 of their 3 hits. And you're just hoping, if you're an Albia fan, that it will kickstart a rally of some sort. But for Van Meter, they've just been absolutely stellar. Smansky, the junior, has just pitched a gem in relief and on the verge of sending her team to the semifinals.
Yeah, both pitchers for Van Meter today, Wasmanski and Netton, both solid in the circle and solid at the plate, each with a home run. But Brooke Rubel steps in, 3 outs left in her season. The off-seed from Wasmanski drops low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, blooped up to the shortstop. Vaught makes the catch. So there's 1 down. Just not great contact from Rubel there. That'll bring up the pitcher, Grace Pence.
Number 18, Grace Pence, the batter.
Grace Pence, a senior, possibly her last at-bat of her career. If the Lady D's can't make something happen, that one outside for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Pence takes strike one there. Now 1-1. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Doesn't catch a piece, so 2-1 the count. Wozmansky's been working with that off speed quite a bit today. Here's the 2-1. Fouled back off the netting, 2-2.
Oh, so I thought they played back to back. Brad?
Yeah.
I thought they played back to back at the end of team one.
No, there's just no
They
game
flipped.
between.
I got you.
So here comes the 2-2 to Pence. Pops that one up into foul territory. Not quite playable. Bounces off the stands. Count will remain 2-2. Two count, one out. Lady D's need a rally. Here's the 2-2 to Pence. Watches that. It was close. Count goes full.
Pence walked in the fourth, and it's a chance where Albia needs base runners, but this would be a huge second out as well. Big pitch.
Payoff pitch. Chopped over towards Vaught. Easy throw. Grab made. So now 2 down. Albia down to their last out.
Good recovery by Fennessy there. Nice pick. And Albia, this is it. It's been a phenomenal season for them. This would be their 3rd loss of their season. So phenomenal team for Larry Achenbach and for Van Meter. Their postseason will continue, and they're hoping to get their revenge on Dubuque Wahlert.
The 1-0 on green. Skies that over towards short. Vaught grabs that, and Van Meter is moving on to take on Dubuque Wahlert in the semifinals. They defeat Albia 7-2. And it was a great game for the pitchers for Van Meter, Annie Netton and Jillian Wozmansky with a 3-run homer back in the 3rd. Netton with a 2-run homer in the 7th. Both solid on the circle as the Bulldogs get the win. It'll be the end of the road for Albia. Only their 3rd loss of the season. We will send it over to the PA announcer for the awards presentation.
Thanks to Quickstar for their support of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Van Meter moves on. They will face Wahlert Catholic later today right here at 3:15. Van Meter at Wahlert Catholic today at 3:15. Thank you for your attendance and your support of the Iowa Girls.
Well, welcome back inside the booth. Van Meter takes down Albia 7-2. Henry, any final thoughts?
This was a great pitching display for Van Meter and able to show off the pop. 2 home runs, and it was sealed by the 6th inning. Albia has a lot to be proud of this season, and I'm sure that they'll be back next year.